Well, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. I'm actually going to do something real fast. Boop. There we go. Should be a little bit louder. I noticed I was kind of quiet in the last few streams. Now, it could just be that my voice. He's also late. What do you mean I'm also late? I'm right here. I'm talking to you live and in color. Okay. One thing I did not do is I got into the game. One thing I did not do is load the game. So I'm going to do that real fast. Is that accurate? That is. Okay. What? Oh yeah, I don't care. Load the damn game. I am here. That's all I can hear is All Might. Sorry, citizens. I am here. Really watch that? No? Maybe? Why is stream not starting on here? What is that? Apologies, we do have longer load times because mods. So the game's you're seeing what I'm seeing, which is the game actively loading. There we go. 10 points from Slytherin. How dare you? You come in here in the day of that my daughter is to be wed, and you claim that not only am I late, but you take 10 points from my house? Could never. Have never. You have bubble tea. I saw Kevin drink bubble tea once. It's weird. It's a little weird. It's a little weird, Bri. Gotta be honest. Not it. I don't know about the whole Buble and the TA. What is going on in the chat on the screen, by the way? There is nothing there, even though there definitely should be. We have an error. Another 10 points for talking back and using such an old reference? What? What? Godfather is always a good reference. And I don't even know if you have the right to take 10 points away. Thanks, Alan Starr. There it goes. It's finally loaded in. And perfect timing, just for Alan Starr to completely destroy chat yet again. No. Come on, Kiwi's 25. I am... Okay, you said in June. I was going to say I'm not 25. How dare you? I don't speak Portuguese. That's definitely not Portuguese, but it's all the same to me. All your European languages, they're all practically the same. Hi. If these shaders load any slower... I don't know. There's nothing to that. I just don't know. Anyway, as you see in the poll today, I didn't really have any more magic questions because I feel like we've burned through all of them. So... we're going to get to technically more important stuff, which is... What are we going to do for our 12-hour stream that's coming up not this Friday, but next Friday? What do you mean the same thing? This is the game! This isn't the same! You're talking about games crashing. This game has not crashed yet. We are loading in the shaders to the game. That's how the game actually plays. I do this every single time. I just launched the game a little late. Usually I launch the game 10 minutes before. This was 5 minutes before, and this is what happens when you don't do it in time. But there we go. See? There's the game. How do you feel about that, huh? Verbale. You can be confidently wrong. Anyway, we're here. We're in Hogwarts. This fecker over here goes, I can't trust you yet. Every time. No. Shadow of the Mountain meets Sebastian along the long coast. Shadow in Time is new. Also meet Sebastian at a catacomb. Okay. You know what? Let's do Shadow in Time. You've got to meet Sebastian in 2 different places. Why not go here first? And we can actually teleport out. Let's just go world map because we can get closer. And no, I hate that A doesn't do it. Crash Bang Alakazam, what do you mean? We're in the game. Don't you do that. Don't you dare. I feel the next crash. We're not gonna crash. Stop trying to bring that on to us. You know what's funny? One of these feckin' days, Spectrum's gonna get their shit together, and I'm gonna, or whomever, and I'm gonna have good internet for one time in my lifetime, and it's gonna be so good. Come here, yeah. Hi, Mike. Also, for all the new channel members, because there are a lot, there's a new, currently members only, it's going to be members only for about 2 weeks, video, which for some of you is new, for some of you is not.
Telling what lies in wait for me.
I think it'll be funny. To be fair, I'm more so meaning to come out for people that aren't normal viewers to come and see it, but you know, it exists in case you want to relive that one event on its own. Anyway, sup, Sebastian, how you doing?
That relic you mentioned?
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb.
I don't even know what that means.
I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them. So I must
someone
it's still
the
here.
State.
As I mentioned earlier, this relic
know someone the
its holder
state
the
animal
power to
from New
reverse
Zealand.
dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb,
Kiwi Pirate
I have
would,
to
because
find
Kiwi
it.
Pirate's from New Zealand.
For Anne. I need to see her.
What else did the student discover?
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb.
I thought there was going to be a little more than
Perhaps
that.
we can visit Anne when we finished.
Perfect.
It's the Kiwi.
By the way, Ominous has been asking
Yay!
about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
I mean, I actually did tell him that you were not going to stop. Student report, the catacomb assignment yielded more than I had imagined. Learning about the ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room, which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately, I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
Okay, we got something in a off-the-site room that is tasty, and I can, and because at the time they couldn't take things away, I can.
Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
What do you mean, Sebastian? I don't lose my nerve. Son of a bitch.
Expelliarmus!
Oh. You took Bombarda and okay, that's fine.
Perhaps that was it. The rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
I mean, you asked. Spiders aren't insects. Come on, man. Get it together, bro. Ah. Oh, me.
This room is taller than it looks.
Ash Gully. I'm not sure what Ash Gully means. But it also feels like I don't like it. Fucking move, mate. Oh. That's Levioso, not Leviosa. I need Leviosa. 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 Sorry. Give me that.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
What? Come on, Sebastian. Where's your mood for adventure? I thought that's what you were here for. That's what we needed. Actually. How did you miss so bad?
Expelliarmus! Protego! Stupefy!
Nope.
Confringo! Defender!
Ah, here we go.
Accio!
Anything you can do, I can do better. No? You know, Sebastian, I don't think you're getting into this as much as I am. And it's
Watch your
really
step.
showing.
I nearly slipped there.
I'm already in front of you. Why would that matter? Watch your step, I nearly slipped. So?
Expelliarmus! Defender!
Hey, you!
Bombarda!
Perish! Nope! Ooh, I shrunk him. Ah.
All this grass. It no longer feels like a tomb. I've read about catacombs that underwent expansion efforts and ran into
Catacombs.
problems. Often cave-ins.
Stop saying it
And
weird.
then we're abandoned.
Exactly.
Confringo!
Oh. Oh, good. A scarf? Oh my god, that's so cool. Oh man, like, lucky me. I just like love scarves, you know? Like, oh. Like love your song, you know? You understand, Sebastian? Don't I just look fashionable now? I look so good. You can't even comprehend it. KGB is watching. What did you do to get the KGB on you?
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd.
One would think that, but what if it doesn't?
Accio!
Shit, you need Depulso. Fine. Fine. We might need Reparo. Boom. You've been depulsed.
There's something here by the altar. Reparo.
No. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report, and was reminded to leave it where it lay, but research must come before my fealty to the rules. A true Slytherin. I sensed something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return it, but first, I must ready myself for the next assignment. Learning the Imperious Curse. A spell that is said to serve well against enemies. Imperious is the one... Wait, what? Only 80 years since Germany... What? Okay, what the hell? Because of celebrations of World War War, not World War II. What are you people going on about? Well,
Looks like
I
part
tried
of a
everything I
student's
knew.
Diary. mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work
Yeah,
on source scout the bone barricades.
Argentina.
I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting.
Like an actual
We need to
assignment
focus
too.
on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a
drinking
student
water.
who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
I doubt that's true. I'm sure it's much more of a, hey, someone's gonna
Of course.
come here eventually.
I'll start to search for those barricades.
I want them to
Brilliant.
be able to figure it all out.
There's more to this than even I imagined. Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone.
Oh,
Accio!
call me. Yay. I know this way is barricaded. That's why I didn't go that way yet. Oh, I can drag their bones. I can drag their bones. I'm John Bones Jones. All of 2 people are gonna get that guy. I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to drag more bone. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drag more bones. Ooh, a spider. Maybe he's friendly. He's not friendly!
Therefore, bone piles must be what we need.
I'm sorry, what? Something about bone piles? I didn't hear that part. Need bone piles for something? No, shit. Come here, bones. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's great. Oh, no.
You've done it.
Yeah,
I
that
knew
doesn't
we'd
mean
get
we
through.
should
I
have.
felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Haha, you felt it in your bones. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something.
Yeah.
The student's diary mentions the Imperius Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
How the hell do you know Imperio? Where did you learn the Imperius Curse?
Where did you learn the Imperius Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you.
That
It's
seems like a
not
plot
exactly
device.
something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
And to be fair, it's not something that's hard to learn. Like, Harry does it, like, literally a day. But still. But yes.
It's probably wise to
A
know the
curse that
spell.
makes people
I
my
couldn't agree
slave?
more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently
Born
no one's
in
seen
the
for centuries.
USA? I believe you mean born in
Focus
the
your will
USA?
movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
Fantastic Four! I should have known. Yeah! Another unforgivable curse!
There we go. Something troubling ahead.
Oh god, give me a second. There we go. You are mine! Kill them! Kill your own friends! You serve no more use for me now. Is it probably a terrible idea for Tommy
Another
to know?
barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
Oh shit.
Confringo.
Is it wise for someone like Tommy to know
This
how
looks
to make
different
people
from what
their slave?
Now we're also
Probably
dealing
not.
with rune symbols.
Is it great? Yes. Well, David, I hope you're not watching because shit's about to get spidery again.
Defender. Bombarda. Defender. Imperial. Crucial.
Crucio just sounds cool.
Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Defender.
Yes. Get them, Lodge Spider. Get your own children.
Expelliarmus.
Kill them. Ah! Ah!
Confringo. Bombarda.
Here's some of these stone tablets.
Defender. Expelliarmus.
Something.
Ah!
Confringo. Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Confringo.
Ah,
Never knew
that was
spiders could make
horrifying.
such a mess.
Bit dramatic, isn't it?
Wait, what? One, he didn't say party in the USA. Though he should have. Do you want me to do something to your head and I'll show you something? Show me what? Now I'm concerned.
Confringo.
Oh, not that. Yay. $10. Hey, I'm not a woman of the night, but $10 is $10. Diamond suit? Hole up. Hole up right there. You can't see it. You can't see it at all. I have no shoes. Why do I have no shoes? Oh, there we go. Oh. Look at this dapper lad. What kind of fits in here? We gotta find something. Look at this. No. Look at this. No. Look at ooh. Look at this. No. Okay, then let's go with nothing for now. Look at you. Dapper as hell. Oh yeah. Look at me now.
Perhaps we need to pull the handles
Revelio.
of the symbols on the tablets.
Shut the hell up. I'm getting there, Sebastian. Oh, never mind. It turns out I didn't need that. Anyway, unspecified face item. Not hood, not hat. Face. That makes me think it's a mask. Why would I need a mask? Maybe I do need a mask. Masks are cool, right? Alright, nothing in there. Let's go. Can me say someone what is -4? Mosito Browning Pozo. I wish. Can me say someone what is that? -4 degrees. Okay. You know what? I think our problem has aligned here. Once again, we have failed you with English. So, what you would normally say there is, could someone tell me what is this, or something to that degree. Okay, so this one is first.
That worked. Keep going.
Okay. I'm not entirely sure how that worked. Oh, you gotta open all of them. Alright, so zigzag, which is this one. And then
Accio.
that one. And that opens this one over here. Okay. You and you. Opens this one, which gives me a cool hat. Don't you think my hat's so cool? And then last one, I believe, is this one and
Accio.
this one.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. I'm not sure what happened right there. The game was not happy.
Accio.
But you know what?
Leviosa.
Why am I saying Wingardium Leviosa? Because that's not what I'm doing.
You are head and shoulders.
I am head and shoulders better than you. That is true. It's good that you noticed. Oh, face wear is a totally different thing than head wear. I forgot. Look at my hat. My hat is amazing.
These bones. Nicely done.
Revelio.
I'm not sure what's happened to the game.
I see why Slytherin.
You know, I think I need to like
so entranced with
update
this
something.
place.
I feel like something isn't right in the in my computer's trying to tell me.
Imperio.
Imperio. He sounds so bored when he does that one.
Bombarda. Defender. Expelliarmus. Confringo.
Come on. Oh, that's a big boy.
Expelliarmus. Defender. Bombarda. Confringo. Imperio.
Crucio.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defender.
Ow, ow, ow. And perish. Okay, he didn't die. That is alarming.
Expelliarmus. Bombarda.
Oh,
For a moment there, I thought that'd never end.
I know. For a moment there, I thought, oh no, I'm gonna feckin' die here. But everything's fine. Tommy can't die. Tommy's too good to die.
Revelio.
People don't die. Okay, apparently Revelio is a big problem. Certified Kiwi moment. A bit of lag never hurts. It hurts my soul. We haven't hit. We've already done 420. 420's already passed. Oh. Huh. And now it's fine. It's like, the hell is happening?
Dead end.
Oh, that's default.
All that for nothing.
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
Dead end. Relic contains abundant potential. Its possibilities are benefit not only wizard kind but the world. The dark sacrifice involved to realize this intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian, the relic. Look.
Well, not the relic, but a picture of it. Oh, never mind. So, what do you think it does, buddy?
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea, but we're here for the relic.
Nah, fuck that. We're taking this relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Yeah, it came all
Agreed.
this way. It's mine.
This is meant to be.
No, fuck yeah. I'm
Anne's
just doing it for me.
I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft.
I've had sauerkraut before.
I must
I
keep
didn't
this
like
relic
it, but I was
secret,
also really young, so...
especially from my uncle.
How the fuck is Ominous here? How? He's blind.
Is that ominous?
I know, it's some bullshit, isn't it? How the hell did you get here?
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you.
Oh,
Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
can we?
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Okay, so... Ominous. I've already kind of agreed to take the relic. So we have a bit of a problem.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage
I don't eat
Sebastian to
bacon.
take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
No, he doesn't.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
Something
And if nothing will
something
change his mind,
powerful must be
Something
also
has to.
dangerous.
I need your help.
No, but something powerful is inherently dangerous. That's the whole point of it being powerful. Take a gun, for example, Ominous. That guns don't really exist. Well, they do exist, but if we take a gun, right, and I shoot you, it is dangerous to you, but it's also a powerful weapon. It can be two things. I can also save your life with a gun. It's like it can be offensive and defensive. So this relic could be dangerous, but can also be helpful.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
What? So I'm gonna use Imperio on somebody? Yeah, I don't eat bacon. I bet you could make food blush by just looking at it. Wow, I don't know if that's an insult or not. Yeah, you know what? I could take the responsibility. I am not Muslim.
That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree.
This is insanity. I can't
You're
believe
right.
you would ask this of me.
Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you.
Fine. This is unfathomable. But I suppose if you want that responsibility, it may just save what is left of my friendship with Sebastian. Remember, this is what I was telling you about the dark arts. They come with a cost.
I'm not
You
Jewish.
may well regret making this choice. Do what you have to do. Cast it.
Also, it's
Before I
Hebraic,
change my
but
mind.
still.
Imperio!
You're my slave now, Ominous.
Step aside,
Not a
Ominous.
Jew.
Stay in place until we're out of sight.
I will.
Sebastian, Come on.
What did you do?
Imperio. It was the only way to get out of here without a fight.
Ominous, I'm sorry.
Sebastian, we have to go.
I have put an unforgivable curse on a person. I'm sure that won't come back and bite me in the ass. How do I get out of here? Money. Oh,
Did
yeah.
we do the wrong thing?
Probably.
You need the relic.
I know. But not like this.
Ominous and I agreed. Surely there's a difference between casting Imperial on someone without their knowledge and casting it with permission.
I understand what you're saying. I do, but
I've taken full responsibility. You have my word.
Yeah, no, I own that shit. If someone's like, who cast the unforgivable curse? I'm like, it's me.
I hope he knows that hasn't changed.
Obviously, it definitely has. Wait a minute. How do we get in there? I still don't know. You know what? Doesn't matter now. We're getting out. We're getting out of here. Michael, you missed me mentally imprisoning a blind man and making him my slave. Yes.
How long will the spell last? How long must Ominous stay in the tomb?
The curse is lifted already. He'll easily find his way out of the catacomb.
He
just
is
as we did.
blind, by the way.
He'll be all right, Sebastian.
No, yeah, I do go to church. I'm Christian. I'm not Jewish. I'm not Muslim. I'm a good old Southern Baptist. How very American of you. What? Anyway, doesn't matter. Not feck. What was there? I think Leviosa was there. Okay. That's what we need. Return to
When we get to
Feldcroft.
Feldcroft, I'd rather what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her.
Just be like, bitch, you're dying. I'm gonna use this on you, and you can't do anything about it. I feel like that's pretty. Oh no. Sebastian? Sebastian, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. But I don't know if Feldcroft is going to be much of an option anymore.
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke! Over there, by the hamlet.
Yeah, what a shitty reaction. Your entire home village is destroyed. You go,
Feldcroft's
oh
in trouble.
no.
They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Oh no. That's not good. It's like, you fucking think. God damn it. Ow. Not that. I hit you first, you ass. There we go. Finally.
We'll make this very honest.
Get his ass. Oh, Anne's out here? You keep talking about they're closing in. Yeah, I got you. Boom. That's one down. Perish. Oh, jeez.
Expelliarmus!
Bastion, you fool! Stop provoking them!
I'm handling it.
I'm handling it!
Oh, I'm the one handling it. No, I'm the one handling it. No, I'm the handling it. Kiwi's Amish. No. Shank that bitch. Shank her. Shank her. Now you can't. Oh. He made him kill himself. Oh no.
Boy! What have you done?
I saved her fucking
Save
life.
my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
We stole the relic.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The
No,
Imperious
that's some
curse
bullshit.
saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
Oh no, I completely agree. You did what you had to do.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It
Well, you
might be
can.
best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
I will
You
not.
may be right.
But I could.
Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while.
The only benefit is
I'll
that
head
I
back to
actually like
Hogwarts.
you, Sebastian. Hey, pussy boy.
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Oh, absolutely I'm about to. Look. That goblin would have absolutely dipped her in the ends like anybody in this... insert bad neighborhood of London here.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is.
Casting Imperial
Sebastian
so close
is to
on him.
come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason.
Do you even know
If
why
I
they're
hear that
unforgivable?
either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately.
Do you even know why they're considered that?
Why, Sebastian?
Huh? Do you remember? Huh? Do you know that, sir? That's what I thought. They're unforgivable because there's no counter curse for any of them. If someone has you in the Imperious Curse, they got you. Completely. If someone gets you in the Cruciatus Curse, they got you until it releases. If someone... well, unless you're Harry Potter, if someone tries to put the killing curse on you, you're dead. And that is why they are unforgivable curses. Well, before we meet Sebastian in the Undercroft, let's go meet Sebastian on top of a mountain. I don't want a barbecue because of flour. Let's have a barbecue. We can have a barbecue. You know who I don't think would be good at a barbecue? Kevin. All right, here's a good question. What's a Russian barbecue like? Because like here in America, you can have a great variety of things at a barbecue, but like I would assume like you have if it's especially like a morning one in Germany, like a bratwurst kind of thing. We do brats for like NFL games and stuff, especially where there's a lot of Germanic people like in the Northeast. Hi, Embry. A bear steak. I bet a bear steak's fucking awesome, you know? How far is this coast? Schnitzel. What in the feck is a schnitzel? I have a feeling you made that up just now. Where are we going on my map? Oh, it's in a place I've never been. Holy shit, there's much more to this map than I thought there was. I didn't even know this place existed. Okay, well, it looks like there's not really a place for us to go. So we'll just be following the barrier, I guess. Pork. Wiener Schnitzel. I still think you made that word up. Flower invited everybody to a barbecue, and then she took back that reservation and said that no one is allowed at the barbecue. And everyone's mad, because they're like, where's my barbecue? And she's like, you get no barbecue. And they're like, where's the fucking barbecue? And they're like, there is no barbecue. I made it up. And everyone once again is like, this is some bullshit. Where's my barbecue? And she's like, aren't you listening to me? There is no barbecue. I made it up. And that's where we are. And that leads us to about right now. Pop. Pop. How the hell did I get over there? I bet it's right here. I bet it's right... Oh wait, no, this is the mission that I was on. Huh. Yeah. How do I get there? Can't enter while mounted. That means I can dismount. Okay. Dismount. I could unmount. I could totally. Okay. Apparently not. Where is the one place that it says I can go up and over? It actually says it's kind of back the other way. Okay. Because it shows a path that goes around. Why are you dipping me down? Don't. Oh my god! Let me off the fucking mount, mate! Are you kidding me? Dismounting is not available. How do you expect me to get there? You don't like a good steak? I'm not a big fan of steak. I don't dislike steak. It's just not my preference. Okay. Questions still remain. Oh, it wants me to go all the way around. Okay, it follows this. Goes fully around here. There's a cube. The cube of cubes. That has us go around even further. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna cut straight through. Oh, armored troll, I see.
Oh, this day has gone on too long.
Imperial.
One there. Defender.
Confringo. Expelliarmus!
Your troll is mine. Other troll. Battle me.
Not quiet enough.
Defender!
Now this troll.
Imperial! Confringo! Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Defender! Confringo! Bombarda!
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Defender!
Nope.
Expelliarmus! Imperio! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Bombarda!
Yes. Beat his ass, other one.
Confringo! Expelliarmus! Defender! Bombarda!
Ah! Ow.
Confringo!
I would murder for one person.
Imperio! Crucible! Confringo! Bombarda! Expelliarmus! Defender!
Perish. No, that's...
Expelliarmus! Bombarda! Confringo! Defender! Expelliarmus! Confringo!
Bye. You were a useful troll. Now you must die.
Expelliarmus!
That's right.
Defender! Confringo! Expelliarmus! Bombarda! Confringo!
Grab that. Grab that.
Defender!
Ugh.
Confringo! Bombarda!
Nope. Stop hitting me, Joe.
Confringo!
Bullet.
Bombarda! Defender! Expelliarmus!
Okay, well, I do extra damage to those who are... I do extra damage to those who are cursed.
Defender!
Ooh. Who's got the worst eat? Troll bogeys. Either way, I killed 2 trolls. I feel that's pretty impressive, would you say so myself?
Oh, that was meant for me.
Yes.
Confringo! Defender! Expelliarmus!
Well, that could have gone worse.
Those goblins.
Imperial!
You fight about as well as a pup scheme.
Confringo!
Ah, he didn't fall backwards.
Bombarda!
Stop avoiding utterly pitiful this
Oh my god. You got absolutely bonked.
Confringo! Bombarda!
Okay, well, there's some of my problems gone. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, that's the wrong kind of protection spell you want against me, buddy.
Oh, this'll be a lot.
Expelliarmus, Bombarda.
No!
Defendo. Confringo.
Bye. I'm not even sure what I just did to him.
Ranrock has fooled you all. To your demise.
Renhug has fooled you all. And then I have killed you. You know, the normal things.
I should investigate.
Investigate what? My mission is to meet him. I feel like I should have been here before.
Very well.
Like this area is still clear for anybody who cares.
Bombarda.
Bye.
Imperio.
Unblockable. Murder him.
Accio. Expelliarmus, Bombarda. Confringo.
Pitiful.
Defendo.
What was that? Are you quite finished?
Confringo. Expelliarmus, Levioso. Bombarda.
Beat his ass.
Defendo.
Much too slow. That was unimpressive.
Ow.
You can't stop us.
Levioso.
Enough of this nonsense.
Bombarda.
There's another one gone, another one gone, another one bites the dust.
Defendo.
Missed me.
Expelliarmus.
You could best the likes of them.
Levioso. Confringo.
Well, that nearly went really bad. But you know what? It all worked out. What's in here? Money. My favorite. Ooh. Secrets. I always have Kevin's back. What? Scandinavian girls are awesome. Agreed, but like, I've lost as the kids might say these days, I have lost the plot. I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about anymore. I'm like, I get into like one really intense fight where I have to keep looking at the screen, and suddenly everything is different. You guys are talking about, you know, Scandinavian women. You're talking about like, you're talking about Kevin. Talking about how England sucks, which, you know, like, true, but gee, but you know. All right, let's finally get the hell out of here. My God, he had everything. Well, I'll have to eventually go do that.
Revelio.
Ah, isn't the sea air?
Yeah, isn't the sea air great? Oh, wow. Oh, that was nearly bad. Pop. I've never been here. In any of my other characters, which I only had really one that mattered. I had one to get past the intro to make sure the game worked with the mods. I've got more balloons. Shepherd's pie. Shepherd's pie is pretty good. shepherd's pie, very, very solid. Is this like a mini... It is! It's a training makeshift, the sport ball hoops thing. What? Brain function. What is it called? I gotta have these like little D-Day things to stop boats. Oh god. What is it called? I can't remember. That's pretty sad. Of course, more loyalists. Embry is from no country. He's an alien from everywhere.
Nothing pleasant about this coast.
Who the fuck? I just got here. Who starts a conversation like that?
I received your owl. Thank you.
I'm glad you came. I spotted droves of Ranrock's loyalists coming up from the coast. Overheard one of them say they're headed to another cavern, like the one we found. How are they still one step ahead of us? They can't know about the triptych.
I don't know. I did see another memory. This time, it was a keeper named Neve Fitzgerald. She was unnerved by Isadora's use of ancient magic. But I still can't be sure how any of it connects to Ranrock.
You don't
These
fucking
keepers are playing
think.
games with you.
Like, our character's so
You need
dumb.
to press them
Like,
for
it's
more
all like
information.
right there.
It
It's like
doesn't work
Ranrock
like that.
needs the memories
To
in order
access each of these
get
memories, I have
dark
to complete
magic,
a trial.
and it's the exact same
It's not
magic
as
that
easy
I'm
as you
using.
think. They're showing me the memories in a particular order. They...
Oh, either they don't trust you, or you don't care enough about Anne to ask the difficult questions.
What the fuck, dude? Look, I just defended you in front of your uncle yesterday for the Imperious Curse, and now you're saying that you don't care about enough Anne. It's like, what? What the fuck, dude? Stop being an asshole.
Of course I
Punch
care,
you up.
Sebastian. We've come this far. Don't let your frustration get the better of you.
Fine, I'll defer to your keeper friends, for now. But I don't like it.
We don't have a choice. Now, shall we see why the triptych led us here?
No.
Let's go, quickly, before we're spotted.
You're going the wrong way.
Keep a
Oh,
close
wait, no,
eye
you're
out.
following me.
I saw some of Ranrock's crew moving off the path just ahead.
That's
I wonder
what we
why.
Raiding, I imagine. This mountain used to safeguard local hamlet valuables. But it's been abandoned ever since Ranrock took hold of the coast.
Bring me a dozen humans to battle. I'll take more.
You are mine. You know, brave for him for knowing that the other guy is in the Imperious Curse. For completely dipping him in the end. Good job. Ow. Ow. I thought you were my boy. Alright, then I'll just bash you against the floor until you die. That works too. Give me that. Moonstone.
Kestrel's overhead.
Eagles are
Some
given up
consider
for
them a bad
free.
omen.
That's why I prefer
Not
Kevin.
everyone does.
What did Kevin even do to be in this
I
conversation?
know that.
All right.
I'm making small talk. I'm not gonna trek up this mountain in silence.
Okay, then what else do you want to talk about? Oh, that really seemed like a barrier, but guess it wasn't. It was a metaphorical barrier. Someone attacked my village at Clash of Clans. Oh! What the what are you talking about Clash of Clans? I mean, you know what? I guess more power to you.
Trespass.
Wait, we should have some sort of plan.
Yeah, my plan is to go in there and kill them. Oh. You're right. Well, my plan was to go in and kill them. I thought you were the one that went over the plan. Unforgivable. That's right. That's exactly what I am. We'll just call down Thor.
Expelliarmus. Bombarda. Confringo.
Whoa, who shot me? Who shot me?
Expelliarmus.
You won't get away with that.
I feel like I already have. Oh, you're still alive.
Defender. Bombarda.
There we go.
They got what they deserved.
I concur.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking about dead goblins,
You could have
Same.
got us killed.
but I didn't.
You know, me and my character are starting to disagree. This is not how Tommy Two Chins would act.
further up the path.
Still the same act.
Let's keep going.
What? She's British. Damn. What? She was always British. She was never not British. You think UK is the best island on Earth? Absolutely not. What's the same island? The best island is obviously Ireland. Jeez. What? This doesn't make any sense. Who the hell cares? Oh. You're talking about eels? Who cares? Who the fuck cares about eels? No one eats eels. Fangs! No bias in Kiwi's answers detect. I mean, I just don't care.
Ramrock's gonna make everyone pay. Anything made from goblin silver belongs to us. Whether it's a sword
Also, here's the thing. Embry,
whatever that is.
let's come in over for a
Did you
second.
hear that, Goblin?
If I were to defend the other side,
Ridiculous notions of ownership.
you're like, oh, all their food is stolen from somebody else. Well, the British did come and, like, conquer your fucking country and a lot of all the other ones, so I feel like they earned the right to be like, this is ours because we took it from you. People have gotten soft and forgotten that that's how war works. They're like, oh, the American Indians, how sad for them. It's like, no. They fought. We kicked their ass. We took their shit. They fought back and they fought very hard. They also lost. So it's like, that's how the British was like, no, you're gonna stay under our rule. We're gonna kick you back in the fucking sea, and then we did it. Got it. So ultimately, doesn't matter. They beat you, we beat them, America best. That's what we got to in the end. Now we're talking about Australia. When did Australia get in this? The Australians lost a war to a bird. We can't be sitting here talking about anything Australian. It's just like, hold up, you know? Just, you know, just a little bit of hold up. Scorpion snakes. Scorpion snakes. What an odd thing. Yay, more glasses. I can't see without my glasses. Oh, I'm not cool enough for those glasses. I have no problem with the British colonizing everything. If I bake a good ass fucking cake, and you take a slice and sell it and say it's yours, is it really yours? If I bought the cake and then I sell it, yes, it is. I'd watch you fight that bird. You give me a John Moses Browning light machine gun like they had the Lewis machine gun, and I would annihilate a fucking emu. Americans are the best, of course, Kiwi. I mean, we did own your country for about, 20-something years. And then we gave you back your freedom, so you're welcome for that. The Berlin airlift. See, that's the problem with, already being kind of an asshole as far as, a country goes. America had an attitude before America was #1, but once you became #1, I could see why people think we're insufferable, but they can't really do anything about it, because they're like, well, yeah, they did. They did do that. No, I would fuck up an emu, with a gun, not normally. Then I have no problem with it. Yo, but no, if I steal your cake and then I sell your cake, it's my cake, Embry. It's mine. You know how many recipes Gordon Ramsay says is his that aren't actually his because he learned from somebody else? And all of them. Unanimously. It's just the way the world works. Are people starving because of the war? Probably not. Maybe in certain places, but generally. Well, here's the thing. A country as big as Russia, that's how could you even know? Because obviously you want to minimize it, but I'm sure it happens. There are people starving in America. They're not starving because of a war. So, are there people starving in Russia? Absolutely. Are they starving because of the war? Maybe. I'm sure. But that would be so, I don't know. I feel like you'd have to have a lot of insider knowledge that we don't have sitting right here on the specifics of the hows, the whys, and the whens. The family that is starving. Were they starving beforehand? What was their financial situation before the war? What was it during the war? How did they end up in this place?
This must be it.
Oh,
Sebastian,
yeah?
Wait. For what? Why are you suddenly so cautious?
Listen to me.
Prices.
I know you're angry and frustrated, but charging ahead now could undo all the progress we've made. Lord Gok said...
Oh, your goblin friend?
Stop it.
What?
That's enough. Not all goblins are like Ranrock.
They all suck.
I am not the enemy. We want the same thing. To find answers.
I thought we wanted the same thing.
We do. Listen to me. Lord Gok has insights into Ranrock that we don't. He told me that Ranrock somehow knows about the Keepers and is searching anywhere connected to each of them. That's why they always seem to be one step ahead. I know what I'm doing. You need to trust me, or...
Yeah.
I don't see that we can continue together.
Fine. I'm sorry. I'm letting
Yeah,
my
I've been
emotions
with
get
you
the
the
better of
entire
me.
time, Sebastian.
And I have been for a while.
Why are you doing this now?
I do trust you. And I don't think I can help Anne without you.
Good.
Ranrock clearly knows more
Me and
than
Tommy
we thought.
agree.
We need to be careful.
We haven't been
with
doing
who
that
decides
much
to
lately.
Not just go charging in. We have our work cut out for us.
I'm the
need to work
strongest
together if
wizard
we're
to
going to
ever
find the final
wizard.
piece to the triptych.
What do you mean I can't just walk in? Let me walk in and do it.
Agreed.
Additionally, what was said by, I think, Verbale at some point. Let me look that up. Where was it? He said something that, like, us, Italy, and France were the reason World War II started. Reminder, we were the only people really helping Germany at that point. I mean, sure, yes, there were a lot of things that happened that screwed Germany for a lot of reasons that were very untoward and were unnecessary. But at the same time, like, we did help you. So, like, there you go. Hi, Amok. If you pick the red pill, you'll have the girl of your dreams. But if you pick the blue pill, you'll have... you'll get an Abram tank. Ooh. Answer, both. I know the Treaty of Versailles and how it really screwed over the Germans. That's what you get for being on the losing side, I guess. I didn't say it was fair. Because it wasn't fair. There was nothing fair about it. And they hate on the Germans since Napoleon? Well, I think the French are going to dislike you regardless.
So far, so good.
Especially at the, like, if you go towards World War II, I don't know, invading their country and trying to take it over.
How fitting.
I'm sure they didn't really enjoy that.
Expelliarmus, Confringo, Bombarda.
So, maybe they were right to dislike you. I'm just saying, no one dislikes anybody without cause. Whether it's a good cause or not can be up for debate. But there is cause. Yes, Embry, that is technically true. The wrong side wins World War I? No. Because history would go on to tell that that's not true. Because World War I pretty much just sets up World War II. And the right people in history won that one. You're welcome, new United Kingdom. Don't worry. We got your back. Perish! No. I mean, I don't have any problems with Germans. Now. I mean... I do think there is like a limitation to what you can get away with before it's like, okay, maybe let's don't. I would prefer if the Jews got to live. They said no, and then we built well, we didn't build that wall, but you know, we have to that point. We got them there. Get the hell off me. Italy being a little post changing sides. That is true. They rued that. They rued that. It didn't end well for them. They only see the World War winners writing. You can maybe make that argument for a little bit of World War I, but World War II you cannot. No. No, you lost that one hard. Like, you can't really defend Germany in World War II. At the end of World War I, yes, they got screwed over by being the loser, 100%.
These spiders are determined to make a meal
But
of
then,
us.
you know, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Goblin dinner.
You know, something like that. And then it became, oh yeah, we can't allow you people to exist anymore. and then we didn't. I know you're talking about World War I, which... Yeah, I mean, here's the problem, is... In World War I, you can, like, good guys, bad guys, but World War I is far more of a nobody was necessarily the good guys. Because, basically, World War I breaks down to... We want to fight people, because, you know, men like war, to a degree. And that's that is the most extreme simplification of how the war is in the first place. Because obviously there's, you know, a lot more to it, because there has to be a reason to go to war. But still, ultimately, World War I is basically kind of neutralized, where no one was really bad, and no one was particularly good.
A staircase leading here. Whatever for?
It just was.
I don't think anyone's been here for
One
ages.
side lost, one side won. Kind of like the wars of old, it just kind of happens. Then World War II changed the billing, and it was like, no, there are definitely bad guys here. You have the literal Sith. Well, you're Romanian, yeah. The Axis didn't even need to win for you to happen, because here's the other thing. Even if somehow, astronomically low chances, but if the Germans had beat Russia, they were not beating America. Even Hitler knew that. Hitler was like, he didn't want to fight America because he didn't think he could beat America, and he was right. Like I said, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because he really wasn't going to end up winning against Russia. But, you know... And you can look it up from all different, you know, perspectives of, like, you know, British Marines and, like, you know, other foreign entities. Even I've seen, you know, not Russian Marines. I don't think they're called Marines, but, you know, Russian people in the military.
Really my style.
They're like, you know how
if you ask
hard
me.
it would be to realistically take America now. Like, you know, sure, back in the 13 Colonies days, it was a little easier to get here. But just not really feasible. It would take so much more than you're willing to give to even attempt it. And it's really why Japan got laughed off, the plan got laughed off. Because Japan did loosely plan, hey, what if we invaded California? It was never taken seriously because they immediately realized how stupid that was. It's like, no, that's not just gonna happen. Especially with a country as small as Japan. But in short, you didn't even want to. It wasn't even toyed with because no one wanted to try. Merc. No. I mean, it's just, I guess, chance and great timing. It's like, because if you treat America like an island, right? The biggest island in the world, which you know, technically all the continents are islands, but, you know, whatever. We own coast to coast. Nobody else does. Like Russia still has like 80 countries around it. We only have 2. And both of those are practically allies. Canadians definitely, and Mexico has no idea what it's doing at the time, but you know, they exist. The Germans tried to get them to turn on us. Yo, Mexico, would it be cool if we like invaded America? And they're like, no. no, it would not. Sure, this might help you, but it doesn't help us at all. Still can't believe the UK has lost so much land. Yeah. You gotta remember, the UK was not really on the... Like, they were on the winner's side, but they weren't really the winners. Kind of like what you'd say about,
Getting
you know,
through the cavern can't
Japan
be the
and
only
Italy in the
challenge.
first one.
Perhaps we should search for runes.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would.
We've seen rune symbols like these before.
Hitler was fixed on Russia. USA was for Japan. Oh yeah, but he still declared war on America, which was, you know, pretty much unanimously considered his most idiotic move. Was like, why would you ever do that? Because we were involved, of course, but now we were very involved, and at that point it was kind of over. No British flag, I see. Yeah, it kind of gets... I don't know why there's a Brazilian flag, but, you know, it kind of gets lumped in. There you go. I take an English flag. Oh.
I'd imagine we need to find all 3
Wait.
room symbols to open the door.
Can you shut the hell up? I'm trying to think here. Oh, you had to...
Can't get out of here quick enough.
Sebastian, can you shut the hell up? I opened the door. What more do you want from me? If we invade Romania, then all our tanks would be stolen. Blah blah blah, I've had a breakthrough. Cool.
Sebastian, a journal entry. We should look for more.
How convenient that this
Why
paper...
couldn't she have kept all her journal entries in one place?
I know. It's almost like the gameplay purposes have to happen. Yeah, no Union Jack, just England. No Run Club. How dare you? Well. Sebastian just got taken the fuck out. He got taken out to lunch. Oh god. Actually, hey buddy, now that I have you here, could you possibly kill the spiders for us? Thank you. Oh, there are more spiders. Okay, don't roll out of that. I've learned. Learn it in your cranium. Stop hitting yourself. Nerd. Ow. Thanks. Beat his ass, beat his ass, beat his ass. Quickly! 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 Get him, cabbages! Beat his ass. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Yeah!
Nothing like an angry troll to bring friends together.
Sure. Nothing brings me to my friends like angry trolls.
Confringo!
Whatever happened to Amir? Anyway. Oh no. Shit. I actually took it off.
Debris everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to have to fix this.
Reparo!
Apparently not.
Revelio!
Because it shows all this as individuals. Which makes me think... Because we slid down here. There's something in here for some reason? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Reparo!
Oh, I was right. Okay.
That was a piece of work.
More than one.
Ha ha ha. If you guys could be reborn in any D&D race, what would it be? Well, as somebody who already is a D&D race,
We couldn't jump high enough to reach that ledge if we tried.
I would not be so certain. Oh, Isadora,
find
can you
something?
shut the hell up?
A journal entry. Isadora was here.
No shit, Sherlock, we already knew that. This one.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Leviosa.
Leviosa. We couldn't jump up here if we tried, he says, jumping up here. Yay! Fuck. I'd be a dwarf. Oh god. Okay.
I'm out of breath after all of those stairs. But the view, well worth it.
The view. It's not really much of a view, dog. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. Oh, shiza. Oh, nose. Okay, well that's 2.
Another barrier. We can blast through it, I'm certain.
Are you sure about that?
This can't be a dead end. Must be another floor above us.
We already knew that, jackass. Aren't you, Sebastian? I don't think you're following along as much as I would like you to. 69. Nice. No. It's my hat. It'll be Warforged? What even is that? Didn't ask Isadora.
Good news?
No.
This journal entry sounds worrisome.
Confringo!
Give me that. Oh, hat. Yep, there's 2. I need 3. Maybe do like a... There's one on this side. See, that one lasts for a long time.
Revelio.
Oh shit, the other one's up there. So how do we get there?
Confringo! Bombarda!
Okay. Bombarda.
Almost as good as if I'd done it myself.
Hey.
This place can't have belonged to only Isadora.
I mean, it definitely could have. There's no reason why she couldn't have owned this place.
Another rune symbol. Feel as if I should be fluent in runic language by now.
Oh, shit. Aw, yeah.
Could this be another area Isadora created?
Isadora must have honed her skill with ancient magic.
It's like magic robot made for combat. Ultron, basically. What?
I know
Can it
from
be
the
that
memories I've
you
seen
sound
that the
say-
Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic.
I wish you could see one of her
Shanice?
memories.
What? Shanice. Are you referring to me saying Shiza?
Confringo!
Then yes. From time to time, I shall say Shiza. And none of them are usually correct. I doubt they are correct in their language. But you know what? It's correct to me. There's something up there. Oh, I can get up there. Okay, never mind.
The final canvas piece to the triptych.
Oh, yeah.
We've done it.
Why?
Isadora should not have had to keep all this secret.
Well, does
I
it
know
not
from the
mean what I
memories I've
think it
seen that the
means?
Keepers and Isadora didn't see eye to eye on the use of ancient magic. But I don't understand why she seems to have gone
What
to
does
such
Gamba
great lengths
include?
to tell
Gamba
her story
stream.
without their knowledge.
The
wish you could see
Gamba
one of her
stream.
memories.
So do I.
Perhaps
do you not
completing
know
the
what the
triptych will
Gamba
shed more light
stream
on all
is?
of this.
I'm confusion. What are you confused about? Yeah, but this- Correct. Without the... Oh. But does it not mean what I think it means? I'm pretty sure it means what I think it means. Don't know, maybe playing online poker. We could play online poker. I don't give a fuck. That'd be awesome. Let's do it. But no, it was gonna be the Red Dead 2 going from
I cannot
pennies
believe the journey
to
this
the boat.
triptych took us on.
I can, because it's a video game.
This is it.
Sebastian, I don't think you
Don't keep me
understand
in
what's going on
suspense.
here.
Go on, place it.
I'm trying. Everything confuses me. Yeah, it's pretty normal. Well, currently crowd control is winning.
Rather pensive.
I mean, obviously in 12
This is
hours
what
we could
we've
do
been
both,
chasing.
but it's more to get an assessment of what you guys want to see. Offensive.
I wonder.
What is it?
Let's find out.
I cannot bring my brother back, Father. But I can give you peace.
Strip poker.
Please,
You're a
have a
genius.
seat.
Isadora, we are all most intrigued to hear.
We're ready.
Shiza has multiple meanings in German, depending
I've
on the
something
context.
To show you.
Damn it! So it kind of means what I think it means, but not
These are my
all what
cards from
it means. What I
Hogwarts.
think it means.
Father hasn't spoken since my brother died.
On my travels, I confirmed that which I've always believed. That we have the power to take away pain.
Well, we can do different gambas, Mike. It's not the only gamba we can play. I mean, how long will it take us to play like 5 full games of Gamba in Red Dead 2?
What have you done?
What?
I took his pain.
I can strip poker because you guys can't see it. There's no camera yet. One of these days.
Thank you.
That worked?
It did indeed.
Of course it did. It's goblin silver.
I need something much bigger.
Alright. It would help if you could tell me more about what it is you're storing.
Oh, then it sounds exactly like what I'm trying to use it for.
Magic. Left
So
over
I'm
from
correct.
A spell I devised to remove pain.
If you're
But
playing to win
if
all the
used
money,
correctly,
then it could be pretty
its
low.
power can be used to
Well,
do
it's just one
even
game
more
each
good.
in each of the locations. Not in every location, but like
Source magical.
going up the stakes. So like, you know,
I
from
only
the
need
camp
to keep it safe
to
until
the
I can
railway
convince my
stations
colleagues of
to
its
in
worth.
town.
Magic like this?
I think there's one place
nerves.
in that's more normal in a
Everyone's
larger
ready to
town. There's
wield
small
such
town to
power.
larger town to the boat.
Perhaps not.
So it's only like 5 locations.
Someone will be.
She took away the pain. I knew it. I knew there was a way to help Anne.
Well, you're
Something
a
isn't right,
little
Sebastian.
wrong here, buddy.
What do you mean? You saw
She didn't take away.
No, not the memories, the portrait. I think the reason Isadora hasn't appeared is because she can't.
I don't follow.
We have seen that view before. The abandoned home in Felcroft, the destroyed painting, it was her.
So someone destroyed a bit of enchanted canvas, but we found the memory.
Yes, you're right.
We saw what she wanted us to see. We saw what she could do, what you can do.
But I don't know how to do what Isadora did.
Well, then you shall learn. The Keepers can teach you.
I'm not sure that they would. The Keepers believe that removing someone's ability to feel pain, it's a highly
Yeah,
complicated,
exactly that. You're
unpredictable
removing their
form of
ability to
magic.
feel pain, not
One
the
that should
pain
be wielded
itself.
with great
So
care.
the thing that's killing your sister
at
is still
all.
gonna kill
If
her.
at
She just
all.
won't feel it.
You've overcome all of their challenges. You've more than proven yourself. You can wield it. You have the ability.
That'd be great, Mike. I wish. Kiwi, when I'm in
Please.
Jacksonville, what should I do in the
Talk to the
USA one
Keepers.
here?
If not for me,
That's a great question.
then for Anne.
I don't know Anne. I don't know your sister. Give me a second.
Why did the Keepers want to keep Isadora quiet? Why destroy her portrait?
Because they're assholes. Jacksonville. Jacksonville specifically is a little odd of a place. When are you going? This is a big one. When are you going? Take a swim. That is true. It is on the Gulf of America. You can go in, the Gulf is beautiful, so you can go there. The biscuit. No, it's my biscuit. You can't have biscuit. She's mine. What are we doing? What was I doing? Talent points. That's right. That's right. I got 5. Alligator. So, like I said, it depends on also when you're there, but there's obviously Orlando, which has the 2 major theme parks. I mean, that's still pretty cool. You're in a theme park. They're pretty dope. So you do like one of those. I'm not from Florida. I've only been to Florida a couple times. So like, Ooh, stupefied now deals damage. Don't know what I do. Okay, okay. Stealth. Room of requirement. Who really cares about the fucking room of requirement? Wow, this one's pretty cool. Let's do that one. That makes it actually useful in combat. Alright, there we go. I visit my grandma.
I found one of Ranrock's drills in a mine along the shore.
Didn't
I
ask.
intend to destroy it. I'm tired of trying to reason with him. You're welcome to join me, but if I don't see you there, I will reach out when I return. I have something to give you.
What?
Lodgok's getting himself into more danger than he realizes.
Oh.
I'd better find him.
Sup, Sab?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm
Nothing
afraid
good.
he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had
I
no
agree,
right to
I
banish me
agree.
from my own twin. If he thinks
She's
banishing
German,
me
but
means I'm going to give
he
up on Anne, he's sorely
married an
mistaken.
American.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form.
Nice.
And that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse.
Damn, 92.
I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, what's this crest business?
What did you mean you'd send
wanna
Anne
start
a
a
crest
toothpaste
so that
company?
she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought, she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it. We'll be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
That's not really what I said or how that works, but you know what? Cool. Let's do it.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an owl when I have news.
Cool. Okay. Let's dip. Man, I don't know. Like, you think kind of like bully, like how they enforce classes. You think they would ever like ask me, "Hey, do you ever go to class, kid?" It's all about moderation, Flower. And I know the fucking Brits don't have great teeth or dental, but like, as long as you take care of your teeth, it's fine. You shouldn't overindulge.
I'd better keep an eye
It's
on high
Christmas.
places around the school for
I keep
Zenobia's
forgetting it's
gobstones.
Christmas. Look at him. Wonderful. Oh.
Levioso.
How'd I never do that one? Give me it. Boglords. Alright, let's look at our good old quests. Kitty, it was a damn can of pop. You also picked Dr. Pepper. Like, what the fuck? Like what? Like why would you do that to yourself? Meet Natty. I don't want to meet Natty. I don't like Natty. She's an irritating character. You know who I want more of? I want more of Poppy. Poppy was great. Why can't we get more Poppy? Last time we saw Poppy, we fought a fucking dragon. Maybe that's why we can't see Poppy. Maybe there's a reason. Never heard that Brits have bad teeth. It's like a it's a running joke that Brits have terrible teeth. I mean, it's also mostly true, but like still. All stereotypes come from some type of the truth.
That relic is the key to saving Anne. I know it. Meet me outside of Feldcrot as soon as you can.
Hey, what's up, Onai? How you doing? I know it's been a while and you've been coming out here every single day waiting for me to come here, but I haven't been here. What's up?
Is this Mr. Bickle's home?
Mr. Bickle?
I believe so. He supposedly has evidence against Harlow. We need to speak with him.
Oh yeah, Harlow's still a thing. I've been facing the actual main villain of the whole fucking thing.
Why did he challenge that horrible...
Are you all right?
I was hearing you talking about someone horrible.
Mr. Bickle.
My husband is dead.
Yeah.
He killed him.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
That's not a good thing.
Sorry, Mrs. Bickle. Who killed your husband?
Theophilus Harlow. I'm sure of it. He's been threatening my husband for weeks and... Oh, where is my son? Where is Archie?
Look, Archibald can fend for himself. You know, Harlow could have taken him.
I don't mean to be grim, but could Harlow have taken him?
Archie's satchel is missing, so he may have left on his own. Hopefully he's just gone wandering, as he's prone to do.
Oh, okay,
I hope
there
he
you
wasn't
go.
here when Harlow... When my husband...
I will pay
Do you know
for
which
your
way
liver.
Archie might have gone?
Not free liver, paid liver.
He has a little hideout in
Don't
the
we have free
forest
healthcare,
south of
Kiwi?
here.
Hey,
He never
well,
wanders
you only
far.
have free healthcare because we pay
If
for
he
it.
witnessed Harlow doing something to his father, I'm afraid to leave in case he comes back home.
So, oof. I actually came out of a coma to $1,000. Nice. Okay, why would he have killed your husband?
What
I mean, obviously he was
reason would
threatening, but
Harlow
why?
have to kill your husband?
My husband had been looking into Harlow's dealings and discovered some of what he's been up to. I begged him to leave it alone, but he was convinced that...
But what?
Is there anything more you can tell me about Harlow?
He's Victor Rookwood's second in command.
You're welcome, Flower.
A miserable, awful creature. Vicious and murderous.
No, not one-to-one, but it is true that the United States subsidizes a lot of... No, the United States subsidizes a lot to other countries, including Canada, England, places that have free, end quote, healthcare. We pay part of it. So it goes through their much higher tax rate, and then it combines with our way too high tax rate, but not as nearly as high as theirs. But we have more people, so we make a lot more money, and then we generate the money that we generate, we spend elsewhere, which is why we have such a big national debt. Is because we basically go, it doesn't matter. Like, here's the thing: a lot of the debt that we owe to China doesn't really matter because they're never going to collect. You know, that's not to say that it, you know. It does matter in the form of we live in a peaceful. We want to live in a peaceful world, so you'd like to pay back your debts. But at the same time, if you kill the debt collector, you're kind of fine. Why would USA do that? Because it helps embezzle money. There you go. But that I don't know. I don't know what more I could really tell you. It helps embezzle money. So that's one of the reasons it helps obviously keep relations, it's stuff like that, like generally like, oh, we're allies, so we're the bigger country, so we help you kind of thing, but mostly because it helps embezzle money to both sides. I wish USA is gentle. I guess we can be. It really depends in the situation. And just like anybody, and this is how it should be, is you're only as gentle as, it helps you in the end, right? Like U.S. aid, right, for, those Southern Asian countries, when they get hit with tsunamis and stuff like that, we do give it out of our own free will and our own kindness, but at the same time, we do get, good publicity out of it. So you still get something in return, right? Even if it's not technically physical. Or they'll reward you by, lowering your tariff or something like that. Because you gotta remember, people were talking about, the tariffs that the United States have put on a lot of different countries. Pretty much every other country has a tariff on the United States. So, and we didn't have tariffs on a lot of countries, outright. So it's now we're playing even, but people don't like us playing even because it fucks everybody else over. Because no one really has an industry like America does. So realistically, in theory, the idea is you force companies to come back to America to build their products because it'll be cheaper, and you need the market of America because we're the largest free market in the world. And then it also turns around and shows that, well, you can build literally anything here. Take America for example. Take Kentucky for example. Kentucky can grow I think it's 93% of every plant that grows in the world. It's something in that range. It's 80. It's 89 to early 90s, something like that. You can grow palm trees in Kentucky. You can grow beets in Kentucky. You can grow everything. It's such the soil here is actually specifically exported to places of desperate need. In fact, I think Finland. I think it's Finland. One of the or Norway. It might have been Norway. One of those countries has a vault of all the seeds. They even have They even have plants that don't exist anymore in case we need to reset the earth. Their major soil that they asked for was from Kentucky because you can grow damn near everything on it. So it's that's kind of just one example of just the industry of America is kind of built different. Genuinely. It's just hey, we need to actually have it. What stopped you then? Nothing. Well, I mean, imports. There are certain, cherry blossoms from Japan you can't readily import, but they do grow here. I could drive 20 minutes and find a Japanese cherry blossom tree. It grows here. It's, just as it would be over there. But it's really hard to get imported because Japan doesn't really like that. Norway? Okay, that's what I was thinking. One of those. But yeah, Norway. It's they bought soil from us because you could grow damn near anything on it, and that's just a microcosm of everything in America. Mind you, automobiles started here. Even a lot of other things, didn't, like elevators, for example. But you have later on the, I guess, better versions of each of those things end up being rebirthed here. Planes, all that kind of stuff. It's America just so happened because of the time frame. Not that these things wouldn't have happened anyway. The plane was going to be built regardless if the Wright brothers did it, right? But they're the ones who did it. So just by chance, just by happenstance, America has been at the forefront of a lot of modern tech. Mind you, the Wright brothers were less than 200 years ago or something like that. So, a lot of technologies advance extremely, extremely fast because of competition, really. The British Industrial Revolution, the American Industrial Revolution, and specifically the Russian Industrial Revolution. It's why I feel like America and Russia both get along and also don't like each other. That only came after Henry Ford. Well, there you go. Exactly. Because the Confederate Belt System, which is what he built, he wasn't the first one to make cars, but he's the first one to perfect cars because he could make them in mass where a lot of other people could not. Cars already existed by that point, especially I think in England, in Germany. I think Germany is where you first get them to immediate knowledge. I don't know if that's necessarily true, so don't quote me on that one. But competition fuels, you know, the betterment of everybody eventually, which is why people like, you know, men at war will always be at war. America has not started a new war until 2016. Yeah, so Resident Evil Revelations is tomorrow to completely cut off what we were talking about.
We'll find your son, Mrs. Pickle.
Sorry,
Thank you.
we got off on a tangent there.
What am I going to do?
No, but that's why the Cold War was so important to America, was that we wanted it to keep going. We didn't really want to win. We just, we were like, keep her going because competition. You can tell after the mid-90s when the wall got taken down and the USSR really crumbled, America kind of got into like a lull.
Where could Archie have gone?
You know?
If anything happens to him.
Like, obviously you still get smartphones. You know, that's 2006. I mean, smartphones already existed, so probably like 2004. But the iPhone specifically comes out in 2006, I believe, 2005, 2006.
When I took the letter we found to Officer Singer, she told me about Mr. Bickle.
Cool.
He had
Didn't
been
ask.
doing the same thing we are, providing Officer Singer with evidence to take down.
But for the most part, technology really slows.
To speak with
Today's
him
a
about
political.
what he
I don't think
found,
it's political.
But
that's
we
just,
were too late.
That's just nature.
What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought
I guess
her?
it's like geopolitical.
She thanked me, but she clearly felt that it was not enough. It is a shame that hippogriffs cannot speak. Your friend Highwing could provide all the evidence against Harlow that we need.
I'm
We
also
will need
surprised.
something more.
I took this kid's lunch money.
This must be
That is like
Archie's
the
hideout
singular
that
most
Mrs.
Tommy Two
Bickle
Chins
mentioned.
thing ever.
Archie Bickle. He would not have done this to his
I would not
own
trust someone with
hideout.
that accent.
Someone came here
randomly.
looking for him.
I'm not judging you based on your accent,
Of finding out which way he
Natty.
went.
But I am saying if I were in the Scottish wilderness and someone with an African accent came in and was like, "Hey, where are you?" I would be like, "I don't know anybody like that.
Archie's footprints. He went this way.
I don't know anybody with an African accent. I would not trust that immediately." Like I say, I'm not saying anything about you personally. I'm
I
just
thought
saying
we
like
would have
that's a
found
weird
Archie by
scenario
now.
for a kid.
I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed.
If it is Harlow that's pursuing him, I only hope you're right. Men like Harlow would not think twice about killing a child. We must find Archie
I wouldn't
quickly.
think about twice about killing a child. I see your point. No, I completely agree.
Prepare for a fight.
Because, you know, they can get it cheaper from China, which is kind of the point of the tariffs. Because whether you like it or not, or, you know, for Americans, they're like, oh, everything costs more right now, a little bit, depending on what you're getting because of the tariffs. That is true, but it's also a necessary evil. Where it's going to cost more right now until those industries go, it's going to be worth more money to actually just go to America and build everything. To where it eventually helps out the American industrial industry.
Revelio.
We should look around.
You know? You gotta, you know, have the time to bring them back. Hey, a satchel.
Archie Satchel.
Hi, Jimmy Hopkins. Jimmy
Why
Hopkins,
would you
what do
leave it
you
behind?
think about the tariffs? No.
Distracted.
Jimmy Hopkins doesn't
This
care
may be
about
a good time
tariffs.
for Revelio again.
I'm not even sure Jimmy Hopkins knows what a tariff is. He's only in 9th grade. He's only 15.
Archie went this way.
I know Archie went this way. I knew that before you did. Go, Natty, go.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Don't
Harlow
quote
must
Star
have a
Wars.
reason for pursuing Archie.
I wonder what Archie
Yeah,
saw.
Star Wars is still a thing in this world. That's an accurate reference.
I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father.
He would never
I hope he
overcome
did.
it.
Tommy, stop saying such
At least
things.
not in any way I can imagine.
Oh, you're trying to manipulate and deceive her. I understand.
A fork in the road. We will need that.
A what in the road? I'm not doing anything to you in the road.
Multiple sets of footprints. Oh, Harlow caught up to him here. This is not good.
You have
They
no
went
idea if
this
that's
way.
true. There is no way you know if that's true. Hey, Thestral. You know what? You think I can capture this Thestral? Apparently not. Alright, maybe later.
Thestrals. They
Codes.
are beautiful, are they not?
You can see Thestrals too.
I witnessed death when I was 9. Saw my first Thestral shortly thereafter. I found comfort in it. I still do. I think those of us who have witnessed death deserve some comfort.
I'm sorry you
Shut the
experienced something
fuck
like that at so young an age.
I was
off.
with my father when he died. My
Ah.
mother was away, and I felt quite helpless. It was a
Ah.
long time ago in some ways, but in other ways, it seems like it was only yesterday. I still see him.
Yeah,
so
I saw a
clearly.
dragon eat a man
You
alive.
must miss him.
My father was a wonderful man. Let us keep moving. We must find Archie.
The only thing I would rethink about COVID time would be starting streaming. Because I started streaming a little bit right after that time period. I should have started streaming during it. At least in a perfect, maybe not a perfect world, but in a box scenario. You know?
I'll make you wish you were back at
I'm saying in this scenario of like what would be best for business. Because like you also get the downside of if I did, then obviously I wouldn't, have the like it wouldn't be unlikely that Mike would find the channel or Dawson would have found it, even if I still did the same streams. Even if I originally did start off with technically Portal 2, but for solo streams, if I started with Fallout New Vegas, it would have been someone else.
As I feared.
But it probably would have been a better time to do so. I mean, not that I'm still very excited that we're about to hit 1,400 subscribers. I'm very much happy about that. And I still very much plan to keep it going. But it also, it does hit you sometimes where you're like, would I have been in a much better situation now if I had started then? But at the same time, it's like, I don't live in that time period. That's not really something, that's not a choice that was made. So it's kind of a so be it moment. I'm having it right now. Oh. I remember when I had it, I couldn't taste as well. I could still taste, but it wasn't as well. And that was about it. I didn't really have it. It was pretty light for me. It wasn't bad. I mean, I was also 19, so. Yeah.
I did not expect this tent to be so large on the inside. That complicates things a little.
I didn't expect you to be so large on the inside. How do you like it? No, and that, that's the ultimate question is like, if I had started earlier, I wouldn't have had the same people. It would have been different people, at least potentially, assuming that it does well. Because I think about like Cody, for example, one of the boys who I would stream with, but he doesn't want to stream with me anymore, apparently. I think he's streaming right now, in fact. But no, Cody, he was streaming there in that time frame, and hopefully he grew, but like before this stream happened, I jumped into his stream because he started streaming before I did. He usually tries to. I don't know if that's on purpose or that's just like the time frame that they do it. I don't know, and whichever one is fine, right? But I look at his stream, and this is, by the way, what I'm about to say, I've said to him, right? This is not, basically anything I ever say about somebody, I've either said it to them or I would say it to them. Like that's the kind of person I am. I don't talk behind people's backs, really. But like he doesn't really interact with chat as much. He doesn't really get a lot of people talking in his chat, which I think is kind of almost weird. Because some of his streams bang. Some of his streams do pretty pretty well. And I'm thinking, like, I guess, in a way, I guess I'm, you know, very happy that I have the ADHD. I can talk for 4 fucking hours straight to myself in a brick wall. Level of autism, if you will. I can also pair up with Kevin, who's fucking awesome. Now, he gets paired with people who are also awesome, but I don't know. Kevin's a great duo artist. I guess just I think I pair with Kevin better than he pairs with some people that he's trained with. I think about that kind of luck as well. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the same thing. Is that Cody will have a good amount of people in his streams, but like where we have like about like 12 people who are on at least on and off talking in stream, definitely about 7 active, pretty consistent members of, and you know, like I said, Mike, you remember the days where it was just me and you. So it's like, it's not like, but the thing is, we show outright growth, where I'd say that, like where we get new people talking in chat, and that could just be chance. That could just be that I stream more often and what I stream. It probably is. Natty, could you feckin' move? Natty, please. Natty, please. I'm turning into Sonic. Poor wall. Oh. No, I like the loyalty of people, because I would, you know, the reason why I say I would be a Hufflepuff in real life is because for Hufflepuffs, their main thing is loyalty, and I would think that, to me, loyalty is a big thing, and brand loyalty, if you will, and that's more of a jest, and I get that, but Natty, could you feckin' move? You're lucky it won't fucking let me curse you. But no, it's like, I feel like we've grown a pretty nice, little tight-knit community that I really appreciate that it's been able to, in general, first off, but I know I appreciate that we've been able to have such a community and slowly growing and showing that growth. Like Amok, for example, being a much more recent addition to someone talking consistently in stream. Like, you know, we've shown that ability to grow and continue, and, you know, that's the kind of stuff. But I just find it odd that some people can't. Because it's not that Cody isn't entertaining. I do think he needs someone to bounce off of. But I don't know.
Archie Bickle.
It's something I think about from time to time.
How do you know who I am?
Your mother sent us to find you.
I'm here to kill you. I mean, your mother has sent me to find you.
I'm so glad to see you.
Not too loud, Archie.
Sorry.
We need to get this open.
Hello, 24 hours straight, that is true. And a 20-hour. A really bad PTSD episode. Well, what do you have PTSD about?
My Uncle Harlow. He killed my father.
Yeah.
So sorry, Archie.
Good.
We won't let him get away with it.
I
First,
mean, I
we need to
won't,
get you
because
home to your mother.
Thank you.
if there's anything more Punisher
We wouldn't have it
about
any other
me,
way,
it's
Archie.
that I kill the killers, and
Now
then I
let's
kill
get
the
you
people that the
home.
killers would have
We
killed.
know a safe way back.
I made a blind man my slave. But no. And that's the other thing, is I don't think he does longer streams than I do, but I don't think he's ever done like a 24-hour stream or an event stream. And it's just things like I said, these are just things I think about when we're showing progress. And he is too, and especially because of the Terraria series, which, by the way, the Terraria series was originally supposed to be something that me and him were doing. I'm just saying I got kicked out and replaced with Primal. Just saying. Now, it could still continue to work because the idea is that Primal never played Terraria. I never played Terraria. So once he's done both series with Primal, he can then just do the exact same series with me, and it probably is equally as good, if not even better, because I'm a bigger channel than Primal. Primal's smaller than both of us. So just by odds, he'll get more viewers in that instance. Hi, I saved your child.
Archie, you're here! Oh, you're safe.
Mother?
I like to see you grow.
Mother.
Thank you.
Father's friends are in danger. I heard the people who took me talking about them.
Which friends, darling?
Mr. and Mrs. Rabe, Mr. Filbert, and I think they also said Otto's name.
Oh, I shall speak with them. You run inside.
Yes, Mother.
So, okay, we'll talk to Miss Pickle first.
Your husband's friends may be in danger.
Just as he was.
How can we help?
Can
You've
I
done
kill them?
enough.
I killed them first.
My husband was a powerful
Harlow can't kill
wizard
them if
that
they're already
couldn't
dead.
defeat Harlow. The
Genius.
last thing we need is that
Damn it, I don't know the
monster
killing
coming
curse.
after you.
I do not have summon lightning from the sky.
It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us.
Then you
Well,
needn't
after me.
anger him further. I assure you, the threat could be a lot worse.
I've actually been
Please,
fighting the more
please
dangerous enemy
keep
this
your
entire game
distance.
for the last 2
I'm
streams.
sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Pickle.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing Archie home. I can never repay the two of you for your kindness.
So, I was
Not
never
to worry, Mrs. Bickle. My father used to say that rain does not
necessarily
fall on one
abused as a
roof
kid,
alone.
but I
We
was
are here to
I was
help
never.
each other.
How do we explain this? I was not a child of abuse. I
I
was a
must
child
learn
of a
more
child
about
of
Mr. Bickle's
abuse.
friends and why Harlow
Very
is after
extreme
you.
abuse at that.
You'll be hearing from me as soon as I know something.
So no,
Thank you for your help
it took my mother in this case a very long time to not get over it, but to exist with it, and that's one of the things that really enhanced her faith in the end. Because that's the other thing, like, the perspective of it is not how do you coexist with this, with what happened. It's not it just goes away. That's not how it works. And humans are incredibly capable, like genuinely. We don't give ourselves enough credit for what we're able to go through. Like, think of it the physical side. You have people who have fallen out of planes or jumped out of planes in fact, and their parachute don't open and they hit the ground and they live. It's like that that's insane. But you can. It's not it's not guaranteed that it'll happen, but it can. And it's just something that I think we consistently kind of forget, that humans are extremely capable of getting through very, not only horrible events, both mentally and physically, and learning, like I said, learning to live with it rather than accomplishing it. Like my sister especially goes to a bunch of therapists and stuff like that, and sadly I think a lot of therapists do not have, well, they might have your best interest at heart. I don't know if they're always the best at doing it, like, for who you are, that kind of thing. Because some of them tell you what you want to hear rather than what you need to hear, or at the end of the day, I do feel like a lot of, because my aunt's a therapist, by the way, so not that means that I'm any qualifying, but it does mean I've existed in that kind of realm for a while. So I kind of I've been very lucky to grasp some of it, and I've sadly had to use some of that knowledge. Where the feck is the room of requirement? Where is it? Is there? I thought the room requirement had a direct teleport. Does it not? Guess we'll go here. Just teaching English in secondary because of you all. Well, thank you. I hope God is helping with the PTSD. Exactly. Because it's like, I think another great quote on that specifically would be, of all places, from I think it's Bruce Almighty, because one of them Evan Almighty is the sequel. So Bruce Almighty, where Morgan Freeman, who plays God in that movie, goes, when you pray for to be brave, or for strength, what does God give you? Strength, give you bravery, or does He give you the chance to have strength, to show, to be brave? That kind of context, especially when you read the Bible, read kind of like that seems to be a little bit more accurate. Of you're already capable of it, you just need to prove to yourself that you're capable of it. And not to specifically get too far into that. Okay, into the cavern. That's not what I want. I need this one. Talk to Deke, because I need to know where the feck this room is. It's there? Okay. One TV still because of a game crash. Well, I think. Well, I think for me, I don't like therapy. I mean, yeah, I think therapy is still, good inherently. Does it have flaws? Of course, because everything has flaws. You're never going to get, a perfect scenario in anything. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, for me, the reason I get so tilted at a game crash isn't even because the game crashes. And I do enhance it a bit for stream, but also I really like the idea of putting forward a good product. I don't think, like, to me, if I were to have,
would like to talk with you when you have a
it wouldn't be worth doing, and not worth doing. It wouldn't be best of me if I can't give you the best version of the content that I know I can make, right? That just because I can just bully videos and streams out doesn't mean I should. There has to be a reason for it. There has to be, it has to be worth something. It has to be, at least in some capacity, good. So when something isn't good or doesn't live up to that standard, I do get, quote, as you said, tilted. And what's ironic is a lot of those failed streams, at least as far as the main core people, like you guys, really enjoy it because you get a more, I guess, legitimate version of me. It's not as put on, I guess, or however you'd want to describe it. Did we get any ones that are good? We did. Yay! That is ugly. We'll just take that one off. We'll just ignore that. 78 with Crucio. Oof, yeah, 78. My God. Is anything gonna beat that? I doubt it. Looks like 78 it is. This feckin' jacket. That does also mean we should get the skull jacket. Yeah! It's kind of green. I didn't expect it to be green. I kind of thought it'd be black. Why is it not black? Okay, it doesn't matter. And yeah, we had a few here. 71 with ancient magic. 73 with all spells. Wonderful. Massive gap. 75. Ooh, I think the 73 is actually better. Even if it's even uglier. Let's go back to this one. One step from feck table slam. No. Why is your voice so gentle right now? I don't know. Maybe because we're just chill. Maybe because we're just chilling. I don't know. I think it's good, but I will never trust a human being fully ever again. Wow. That is not a great way to live your life. And that's not, you don't even take that from my perspective. Take it, you say you fully trust God. That's pretty in there, is you gotta be there for each other. And just because some people weren't doesn't mean that everyone won't be. You know, if you live your life only in a handful of experiences, you're only ever going to see the bad things, right? Like, if I judged everything and everybody based off of, you know, like, my relationship with my dad, for example, which isn't the best, that would be so disingenuous to literally everybody who has ever lived, because they are not him. And I say that, me and him don't have a bad relationship, at least not anymore. Things have gotten a lot better. But still, it's like, that's just not how life works. Luckily, that's not how life works. I think you're doing yourself just a disservice doing that. I guess is what I really mean at the end of the day. Because it doesn't hurt, I mean, it can hurt the people that are around you, but you mostly end up hurting yourself. Oh yeah. Look at us now. And as far as the... How would you feel if I said I'd trust you with my drink? I would not trust you with my drink. Mostly because I don't drink after people. I'm not like a germaphobe, but that's like one thing I really can't do. I don't drink after people at all, or eat after people, and that kind of stuff. So... If I left you the accompaniment of my drink alone, I would not trust it. It's not even that I think that you'd do something to it. Like mentally, I just couldn't do it. Sup, Deke? But no, what was it? As far as therapy, I know for me, what really changed my mind on a lot of that kind of stuff, because I was kind of the get the fuck over it kind of person when I was younger. Which came from my experience of being, because I was a younger brother, so your older brother's like, get the fuck over it, you know, move on. And that's kind of what you had to do to exist. So that's what I did, and it worked. It's like, which also goes to show that just because something works does not mean it's good. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind too. You know, working should not be the end goal. Like, that should not be automatically enough. But I had this girl that I barely even knew back in high school. I think I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I had this girl back in high school that I barely knew. It was a friend's girlfriend. They had already broken up at this point. So, even to go even further. And she called me at 2 a.m. one night, and we had school the next day. I'm pretty sure. I think it was a Sunday, you know, Sunday night going into Monday. Or I guess in this case, 2 a.m. on Monday morning. And I answered. And essentially, I wouldn't say I talked her out of committing exit server for YouTube reasons. Because if she called me, that shows that she didn't really want to do it. Because that's the other thing, is like people who want to exit server early, they really want to do it, they're not going to tell anybody. They're just going to do it, right? It's like you can't stop anybody from doing it if they really want to. But the thing is beautifully, most people don't want to do that. They don't really want to, even if they're willing to go through with it. In this case, whether she was or was not willing to go through with it, luckily she didn't. And I talked to her. That's not to say that I had like the perfect words. I know in my friend group, Clayton, the person who calls me Kiwi at first, which is where that comes from, Clayton said I was really good at giving the Captain America speech, if you will. That, you know, the rousing the troops speech. I was always pretty good at that, apparently. And that's not necessarily my words. I just kind of waffle and try to make some type of logical sense to it. And it mostly works on men because men are less emotional. They're more logical than women. But, you know, you can be emotional sometimes too. But I don't know, in this case, I got to talk to her, and it basically ended with, I'll be seeing you in about 7 hours, and then I did, and everything was great. Yeah, it's like, and now she's living her best life. She's great. She, you know, however you feel about it, I'm here to be an entertainer, not to say that you should, you know, necessarily you should live your life one way or another. She did turn to Christianity, you know, and now she's very much happier off for it. So, like I said, that's not, you know, say here or there as far as like, you know, I'm not here to force any ideals onto you. It's just that's the truth. That's just what happened, and she's very good at it, and she's much happier now. I'm very happy for her, and that's great. For me, it's just I'm just broken. Well, here's the problem you're gonna find out real fast, dude. If you go outside your bubble, which most people don't, that's not a shot at you. That's just a fact of life. Is everyone is. Humans by nature are broken because we want to find purpose in a usually purposefully less world, and we're not purposefully less on purpose, if that makes sense. It's like the point is that you're never going to find a 100% true purpose because we try to look at things from a personal perspective instead of a worldwide perspective. For instance, not everybody can do this, but the main drive of humans is to further the line. You have kids. That's what gives most people purpose. Sadly, not everybody can or has the opportunity to do so. For instance, my older sister, who I do not believe will have kids at this point, as she's in her mid-30s, not that she can't, but that it's unlikely, she has dedicated her entire life to kids. She is in, like, young childhood development programs. Like, she helps run those, and she helps a lot in those. So a lady that has dedicated her life to helping kids, young kids grow in every single capacity, is unlikely to have them for herself. And you can be sad about that, but it is to a degree, and I was at a time. But it's also that's the choices we made along the way. My friend said this about exiting server. That's for the weakest forms of life. People. I don't think that's true. And your friend's perspective, I think, comes from a very dark place from themselves. To say personally, is people forget how strong you have to be to go through with it. Like, genuinely, taking yourself out is not a weak thing to do because it's really hard to do. To make that choice, to actually go through with it, is not, I would not say is necessarily a sign of weakness, but it's like, because you're overcoming so much, mentally. Like, let's say you have a candle in front of you. You put your hand over the candle. It starts burning your hand. Your brain tells you, stop burning your hand. And pain receptors tell you, stop burning your hand. But if you have the mental fortitude to say, I'm going to burn my hand anyway, yeah, is it stupid? Sure. You can say that you're actively hurting yourself for no reason. But at the same time, every single genetic code that you've been given for however long you think humans have been on this planet, you can overwrite in 1 second. Most people can't do that. A lot of people can't do that. You have to be stronger to keep living. I think it's about perspectives. Like what is, being stronger to keep going. There's a lot of weak people that keep going. Think about that. Like, not that, how do we say this in a way? Not that people who get into these scenarios are naturally weak or are weak in a general sense, right? But people who are drug addicts, right? That's really hard to get over. That's really hard to come back from. And it's easy to fall into. Would you say that somebody like me who has never done drugs is stronger than somebody who gets over addictions? I wouldn't say so. To quote, of all people, Parthenax from Skyrim, is it better to be born naturally good or to overcome your natural evil through great hardship? I wouldn't... It's two totally different variants of strength. I broke a chain of alcoholism and drug use in my family because I didn't want to continue that on anymore. I actively chose that. Where someone like my brother, for an instance, did get into heavy drug use and eventually worked his way out of it. It's like, it's two totally different variants of strength. The strongest thing that people can do is keep going. Yes and no. I think the strongest thing you could do is to forego your own pain for somebody else, specifically for your kids. Like, let's say you're someone that lives with a lot of childhood PTSD. You have to learn to live with it for yourself, but there are people that have shown in moments to where they can put that shit aside when it comes to their kids. Like, even in situations where normally they wouldn't be able to, they can in this instance. That doesn't always work, and sadly that's what leads to a lot of child abuse cases of people who can't do that or don't do that. But there's a lot of instances of people who do, or better themselves significantly for their kids, and they wouldn't have done so in a different scenario. Which goes back to what humans are willing to do for the things that we love, and love being the most complex emotion and the strongest one. That's where a lot of people, it's the antithesis of depression will be the antithesis of love. Not that you're lacking love, or it's that you can't really experience it, at least from an outsider's perspective. Like I said, I would never say that I've had depression. I've been in a depressive state, but I've never had depression. I've never been at a loss, So, to me, it would be, maybe you're not getting the type of love that you need right now, right? The very type of need that you, I don't want to use anybody in chat for an example, so we'll say person A, right? And this is going to sound familiar because, and you can attest it to either people in your life or somebody in chat or anybody else, because it'll be accurate. But you have a lot of people who refuse to move on and get into new relationships because they've calloused over from trauma from other previous relationships. So basically, all you're doing is really robbing yourself of something great. And because not everything in life is going to be great. Not everything in life is, things in life are going to suck. That's just a natural part of the life. Like, you have people that go, oh, like, and that's like, once again, I'm not saying anything about, like, what you should believe, but just from, my personal perspective, is one of the most ridiculous things I can ever hear is when people go, oh, this bad thing happened, why would God let that why would God let this happen? It's like, God didn't let that happen. The nature of this world is that bad things do happen. That is going, like, guess what? Everybody's going to die. No one's going to escape that. There is no, magical thing you can do. Everyone's going to die. The sooner you get over that, because so many people have a fear of death. I don't fear dying. And that's not morbid. It's the opposite of morbid. I have full faith that there is something after death that is worth it. So to me, dying isn't something to be feared. It's something to almost be celebrated. It's like that, you don't want to die, but you're also not scared of it. And that's a very, very big root of fear, is from death. And then root of evil usually comes in desire for power or money, that kind of thing. But a lot of people, I think, rob themselves too early of really good things. God can't prevent things. No, God can prevent things. That's the thing, is that's not the point. To love something is to give it free will, right? God loves you so much, he's willing to give you the choice to refuse God. That's how much God loves you, is to give you the chance to say, no, I don't want to know you. I don't want anything to do with you. Because to truly love something is to let it choose for itself. That's the same thing with the planet, right? Bad things happen. That's the nature of an imperfect society. The world is not meant to be perfect. Ever since the Garden of Eden, if you choose to believe in that story, once again, it's never going to be perfect. It's meant to be imperfect by nature, because we're imperfect creatures, the world is imperfect, bad things happen. And also, that goes back to the mentality of no one's the bad guy in their own story. We talked earlier about Hitler. Hitler was the good guy. You even said, even kind of from Verbale's point, where he was saying that, like, how down bad the Germans were, he saved Germany. He did. He was the good guy until he started doing very bad guy things. And then, karma caught up to him. It's like, and he's just the most wild example, of course. There's so many other ones you can make that would be maybe even a stronger argument. But there's so many instances where no one is the bad guy until history is written. Or sometimes the aggressor or the bad guy kind of wins. You get Genghis Khan, who basically won, and people would not say that he was the good guy. He played the good guy. Yeah, well, he was not even played. He was the good guy at one point. He genuinely believed those things. I never read Mein Kampf, but I've definitely gotten a few summaries of it. I do think that he genuinely, from what I've seen, like I said, I have gotten a full, synopsis of what he said, but as far as I truly believe that he believed he was a good person, even if he was doing bad things. And mind you, that could have been by purpose. If you think that the first time, the Holocaust was the first time something bad happened to the Jews, once again, you never read the Bible. The Bible clearly states that because the Jews turn away from God, bad things will happen to them. It's like, I'm not saying that was brought on to them, and that's not to say that it was. That's not to say that it was supposed to happen. But I am saying that they weren't surprised. I've read plenty of stories from Holocaust survivors that are like, well, yeah, of course this happens. We just have to, and that's what gave them hope to get through it, is our ancestors went through the exact same thing, and they lived, and they continued to the point where we were here, and we're going to do the same. He also said there are certain nationalities that shouldn't exist. Yes, and I'm not saying that he didn't have bad characteristics, because he did, but in a vacuum, no, he's not evil all the way, because no one's evil all the way. Mind you, he was thoroughly abused. He lost his older brothers when he was young. Practically went insane, was rejected by things that he was actually kind of good at, and the only thing that he actually enjoyed, which was being a soldier during World War I, was ripped from him as well, and then the country that he loved was completely embarrassed on an international scale. He was not entirely evil. Because no one is entirely evil. And that's not to justify anything that he did, or the reasons why he did it. That's just the world being the way it is. As far as like certain nationalities shouldn't exist, from a perspective, right? Everyone thinks that. And that's not, and that's a survival tactic. Is if somebody is hurting you, you're not going to think well about them, even if it's not right to do so. In America, that's a big, heavy point between the black and white community. Is if you hurt each other, you're always going to villainize the other one, even if you don't need to, and most people even wouldn't, because they realize it's actually a few individuals instead of a whole group. That's a problem. It doesn't fully justify the will to unalive whole nations. I mean, doesn't it? You would still say that someone who's abused, who becomes an abuser, became an abuser because they were abused. It's like, he, fundamentally there was a causation to how he believed. Racism is usually a taught trait. Now, I don't know where he would have learned that. I don't know his life well enough to know that. But I can guarantee you it was learned at some point, whether it was from when he was a spy going into Nationalist Workers, Socialist Workers Parties unions, and the rallies they had before he took over. Maybe that's where he learned it, because apparently they were already fairly extreme by the time he got there. I don't know, and this isn't really a psyop on Adolf Hitler, but just to because we're using him as the wide example. And he was weak to cave into that. So is everybody else. Like, Russia, for your example, Russia wasn't much better. People may not have liked Stalin, but they definitely allowed him to get in charge, and he was, by the numbers, worse than Hitler, as far as like killing his own people, massacring people in massive and just absolutely mind-boggling amounts. He was, by the numbers, worse. And he was still allowed to keep going. It's like, it's a mentality of where you are at the time. A lot of Germans, ethnic Germans in fact, didn't really know everything that was going on, but they still followed him anyway because it sounded good. It sounded pretty. Or you were afraid. Whichever one worked for you. Because here's the thing, a lot of Western cowboys who stand up and go, by themselves and say, I hate you and everything you stand against, they usually died. They didn't last very long. Or to quote somebody that was in concentration camps, the people who looked out for themselves never survived. It's just not how humanity is built, sadly, The only place you're really allowed to get away with that is in America, or at least conveniently, continuously. throughout history, and that's not always for good people. You take someone like, like in the American example, someone like Malcolm X versus Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was for most part a peacemaker, where Malcolm X essentially wanted a race war. Mind you, for good reasons. Charles Manson, Charles Manson wanted a race war, and he was seen as this great evil figure, which he was. But Malcolm X is celebrated. It's a little weird. The difference is one's white and one's black. Genuinely, that's the only massive difference you can get between the two. And obviously they have other mental differences. Malcolm X didn't believe exactly the same things that he didn't say it in the same ways that Charles Manson did, but in the end they still had ultimately the same mentality and the same goal. And now he's not nearly as celebrated as someone like Martin Luther King Jr., and there's a big reason as to why. Martin Luther King Jr.'s strategy worked, and Malcolm X's didn't. And that shows that, like I said, no one's going to be fully good on either side. Native Americans got it harsh too. But here's the thing, is they really didn't. Remember, people think that they were like such, they see the Disney version of the story and they go, oh, they were, blankets and stuff. So it's like, they were like, oh, they were these peaceful people. They were not peaceful people. They were massacring each other by the thousands. They were enslaving each other. They were killing kids for their versions of, of their gods. They weren't naturally good people. So, like, the Trail of Tears, for example, it's like, that's a bad scenario. But it's also a scenario that they walked themselves into. Sure, hindsight is 20/20, but realistically, they should have known that what was about to happen was going to happen. And they should have been able to, and they could have done something about it, and they chose not to. So who do you blame? In the end, history does also like to favor the unfortunate. That they take out the context of why this happened to the unfortunate people, to make them more sympathetic, because we all love an underdog. Underdog stories are great. So you take out a lot of the context of the why the unfortunate got to where they were in the first place. We talked about Israel before. Israel is constantly in a state of being enslaved and being terrorized because they were often also once terrorizing others, which they were expressly told not to do. It's like, that's why it happens. And that happens to everybody. There are very few examples of being able to overcome that forever. I guess, your biggest one probably the Roman Empire, because they were around the longest as far as like a more modern history. More modern retelling of history. But it's like, everybody has had it bad at some point. It's how you you can overcome that, and how you deal with it, or how you enact in it. Do you act honorably in it? Do you act dishonorably in it? And eventually, as far as like Native Americans, they were the first ones to really integrate, and it helped them a lot. Not saying some people be like, oh, they shouldn't have they shouldn't have had to have been forced to. But that's what happens with everybody. You either integrate or you're exiled. Like I said, in Rome, you either became Roman or you were anti-Roman. There wasn't there wasn't a lot in between, which is a little bit different than say like Russia, where it's more of like proxies, right? It's like Russia is a combination of a great many of different peoples, but they're all considered Russian because it's all technically one country. Especially when you get into the USSR, where it's actually multiple countries under one blanket, where something like America is technically 50 different countries under one blanket. Which the differences between those countries are very, or states as we'd call them, is very minimal. Israel fought back for the place under the sun, though. It may be in more modern contexts, but during like someone like the reign of Solomon, they definitely didn't. Enter the reign of Solomon, they had conquered so many of their enemies that they were able to build the first temple out of gold. Solid gold. It's like they were not always the good guys, because no one's always the good guy. Eventually you're gonna get a little bit too big for your britches, as they would say here in the South, and you're gonna get what's coming to you, Take Muhammad Ali. Great fighter. Growing up, he was the ultimate underdog. He beat Sonny Liston, then he becomes the heel dick champion. Then eventually he gets beat by Joe Frazier in a match that everybody wanted him to lose because he was an asshole. And then he became the good guy again, and everybody wanted to see him fight the asshole who was Big George Foreman. Big George Foreman, who after that would become the ultimate good guy, and eventually get his title back 20 years later, and it was one of the best stories you can ever tell. It's like no one's always the good guy. You can come in as the villain and become the good guy, or you can, come in the good guy, become villain, stay villain, become good guy, villain, good guy again. However it shakes out. But in a roundabout way, everybody kind of goes through those phases in life. Like, for me, when I was in my mid to late teen years, I was a big narcissist, right? Actually, I'd say in the middle of my teens, I was a big narcissist. Like, I really genuinely felt like that until my aunt came into town, and she had 4 young girls, and they came into town, and for me, I was never really especially at the time, I was never a great older brother to my younger sister, who was the same age as them. So I was like, well, I'm not very good at that, so I can't do that, right? So what can I do? I don't know they're my cousins, but I've never had any cousins my age, so how do you treat your cousins? I was never good at being an older brother, so what do? I was like, I have parental instincts. That's in you naturally. I'm like, I could do that. I could try that. So that's what I did. I tried to take care of them as if they, more or less, I tried to view them as if they were kind of by proxy my own. And I came to really love those girls, and they changed me a lot, mostly for the better. At that point, I found something to love more than I loved myself, or as I supposedly loved myself. It broke down that, I guess, ego I had carefully crafted to make a shield in front of me that didn't really work in the first place, but, metaphorically speaking, or at least I thought it did at the time. That, I guess you'd say, enlightenment came from them, because I wanted to be better for them. I didn't want to be an asshole to them like a lot of people thought that I was to everybody. And obviously, you're not always going to be always kind. I jest with Kevin, but I try not to cross any lines, and he's never come at me saying that I ever did. But if in a vacuum, if you were to come into one of our streams, you'd probably think I'm kind of an asshole to Kevin. Especially if you didn't know our history of we've known each other for 80% of our lives, or actually more than that now. So yeah, that's why everybody gets theirs at one point. Everyone gets humbled at some point. It depends on how you take that. Some people take it very badly. Always be a good person. Always strive to be a good person, I guess, is more accurate. Because like I said, you're gonna have bad days. And to quote Butters from South Park of all places, you can find a happy sadness. Where for me, when you're sad, it's a good thing, because that means that at one point you were happy. And the other bright part of it is that means you'll also be happy again if you give yourself the opportunity to do so. That sadness is a necessity. There's a reason why you have it. Anger is a necessity. That's why you have it. No emotion inherently is bad. And you go, well, in the Bible, using that as a reference point again, it says that you shouldn't hate people. You shouldn't be jealous. You shouldn't all these other things. But people don't realize that those are the extremes of each of them. It says that God can't sin, yet it says that God was angry. Anger is not a sin. You can be angry at somebody. You can have desires. It's how extreme do you push those desires. The difference between jealousy is, Kevin got a new car. I want his car versus, I think it'd be pretty cool if I could get a new car. That kind of thing. Like that, there's subtle differences in it. There are subtle differences that matter a lot. It's all, like I said, a lot of it's perspective, and it's also the reason why your kids are better off when they have a full range of parents and grandparents. When having quote OGs around, having grandparents around helps you with older, more mature mentality, and allows you to take different perspectives, which a lot of people don't do. I mean, I'm sure Kevin would say something if you had to upset him. Yeah, it's like he has in the past, never recently. And as far as like Ethan or even Clayton, we're all pretty good at taking the joke. Ironically, I think I'd probably be the worst one. But we're all fairly good at taking the joke and being able to be the butt of the joke. And doing streams have helped me a lot with that. Of like, you almost sometimes purposely have to be the butt of the joke. So it's like, it's helped me a lot with that. Like I said, what's the point of streaming if I can't be entertaining? And one of the best ways to be entertaining is to be not only self-deprecating, but you can't be sensitive. My group of people, we have banned calling people names. You can pick at someone or make jokes, but not that. So I kind of grew. Yeah, but it's like for us, we've never, you know, we know not to take it seriously, because we know that we don't mean it seriously, because in a perfectly platonic way, we love each other, Kevin. No, but no, it's like, you know, you understand that none of the four of us would purposely go out of the way to hurt another without obviously hurting themselves. Like, you know, for Ethan, for example, like, you know, there's actually been points at this time where he's been hurting, and then he would, you know, do something to me. I remember one instance. I don't like keyboard warring, you know, and everybody does it, you know, at some point. But like, you know, generally I try not to do it. I don't like it. But there was a time where Ethan got mad at me about something, I forget. So I drove over to his house, talked to him face to face, and I was like, "You still mad? We still, you know, we could just talk about this in person." No, it wasn't a threat. I wasn't like trying to attack him. It was like, if we're gonna talk about this, talk about it, you know, face to face. And immediately he lost all the anger, and, you know, he actually explained, you know, there's more deeper logic to it. He wasn't really mad at me necessarily. It was more that I was the, whatever irritation that I had given him was the last straw in a greater problem that was happening in his life. And that's usually what it is, especially between us. And that's what you do. That's what friends are for. You can take the hit, if you will, dig in a little bit deeper and find out the actual root of the problem, or at least help find the root of the problem. And that's why you need friendships. That's why you need, you know, relationships. Something deeper is you need somebody that's willing to, I guess, dig through the bullshit to get to the real problems that you are refusing to see in yourself, because that's what people try to do. People try to ignore the biggest problems because it's admitting fault or admitting flaws, which, because people don't like change or people don't like being pointed at, it's hard for most people to do. Like, unless you grew up in a very, like, humble scenario, most people don't do that, right? I found sometimes when people are starting to take it on others. Exactly, that's exactly what I was talking about. Is that's what happened. That's what he did. You know. And you're not always going to find the right words. But sometimes, you know, trying anyway helps enough that people can, you know, respect that you're trying, that it can even push them to figure it out from there. So even if you're not if you aren't able to hit the root of the problem, it doesn't mean that you did nothing. It doesn't mean that your, you know, time was wasted, or you didn't help with them at all. But yeah, now we've been talking for probably about 30 minutes, staring at this. So apologies, but oh, my controller has turned off. Oof. Deep introspection.
Hello, Deke.
Sup,
Professor Weasley said you wanted to tell me more about the loom.
Ah, hello. Yes, about that. Deke has had a thought. He...
Upgraded loom. Oh. What the... Is this my chariot to go to the ball? Great talk. No, I think it's always good to have. We always have a just chatting section.
Seems the riddle section need more space.
But you
for
like
the
it.
beasts.
So as
as
long as
Deke was
it's
saying,
enjoyable, I guess.
He's
then
had a
that's good.
thought. Now, Deke knows how you can test the item of clothing that you enhanced in the enchanted loom. And perhaps help an old friend in the process.
What do you mean?
A house elf named Tobbs works for his master, retrieving leech juice in a cave near Hogwarts. Tobbs' master doesn't let him leave the cave, and Deke knows the cave is infested with spiders.
That sounds awful.
It is. Deke hasn't heard from his friend for a while now. As the item you wove in the loom has an enchantment that might be useful, Deke thought you could test it whilst checking on Tobbs.
Kevin. Kevin is obviously my Prince Charming.
Well, I suppose if looking for Tobbs also allows me to test my enchanted clothing, then I can do it.
Oh, thank you. Please let Deke know what you learn about Deke's old friend.
Deke. Deke is also a deep reference on the channel that basically only Primal would understand because he was the only one around at the time. When we did our terrible, god-awful, not because, just because the story was terrible, we did a Pokemon series, me and Cody, and fucking hell, it was pain. But our main character was called Deke. It was D-E-A-K, not D-E-E-K. But Deke nonetheless. Look at this place. This is gorgeous. Recently I've seen a guy making a Prince Charming character in Oblivion. Nice. Oh, this is nice. Tommy's got a bit of an ass on him. Anyway. Ah, the cave. Oh yeah. Oh. Scotland Fev. Are we even in Scotland anymore? I guess we still are. Scotland Highlands. Maybe I don't want to find the cave. Let me up. Let me up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's lovely. There's a box. Steal your eggs. Ow. Let's go get that
My
box
mother would
over there.
like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I'm hoping
Not my problem.
May be easier on me if you are there.
Ugh. Still not my problem, man. See, Natty has a way of making all of her problems your problems. Just like not a good friend. Oh, come on, Tommy, you could do it. There we go. Good man. Good man. Tall pillar. Interesting. Sorry, is that not where I came from? Or maybe I have to find the cave in the real world or something? I'm not sure. Ow. So what's in this cave then? Remnants of a rainforest in Scotland. We have a rainforest. Oh. He was hiding another chest. So wait, is this place just to be beautiful? Is that all it's here for? But maybe that's what we needed it for. Sorry, I was trying to get it to where the water was still on the screen. Oh. Oh, that looks like that looks more like it's glitching out. Okay, let's not do that. Wait a fucking minute. I can put animals here? Oh yeah. See, Niffler, you can't steal anything here. Undead horse. It is beautiful. Can I ride this horse? No. Oh, the puffskins? You like the puffskins? Oh, yeah. Nibbler, it's your time. Niffler, not Nibbler. Oh, yeah. Get that belly rubbed. Oh, you stole it! You asshole, give that back! Thanks. The horse just stole your food! Oh, I've killed the horse! No! Oh. Your dog would get jealous? You're right. Look at it. Look at it eat. Look how it eats. Lip. Lick. Yeah, I don't know if you need the 18-inch long tongue. That's a little disturbing. I could do without that. How you doing? How do you get brushed? You just brush its bones. Alright. Thestral hair. Thestral, that thing has hair? Alright, this thing. Man, it's very cool that, you know, it's very lucky that every magical creature ever has the exact same habits. They all eat the exact same thing. That's lucky. Spiritual hair. I mean, from an undead dying creature, that is, I guess that's about right. Yonk.
Deke thinks you should be proud of all the potions you've brewed.
Shut up, Deke. He's like, oh, Deke is sorry. Not that one. This one.
Tob's cave shouldn't be terribly far from here.
Okay, I need to grow
Mark the area
fluxweed.
on your map.
I need to go to the magic neep. Hogwarts. Which one is the neep? That one's the neep. Alright, cool. Neep. Kiwi Geographic, exactly. Oh, I didn't see it. See, dude, are you still here? I doubt it, but are you still here? Fine. Here's fucking Biscuit.
Garneth, I've rescued Biscuit.
You have? Oh, is she hurt?
I did that like 4 streams
Was
ago.
she frightened? Are you alright?
I don't know. I don't really know a lot of flowers.
If it weren't for me, I suspect those poachers would have flayed her alive.
Oh, perish the thought. Thank Merlin you were able to save her in time. I cannot wait to get her home. I so miss seeing her dance in the evenings. Such joy.
She's my Biscuit!
I think Biscuit will be safer with me, Garneth.
What? No. You can't take my Biscuit from me. What will I do without her?
What's happening to my controller? I'll do that later. No, Biscuit is obviously mine.
Biscuit is clearly not safe with you, and I know how to protect her.
Perhaps Ramrock was right about wizard kind. Always thinking yourself superior to others. May I never be so unfortunate as to cross paths with you again. What shall I do without Biscuit?
I don't have to talk to you anymore, and I get Biscuit. This seems like an absolute win.
Oh, it's
Something.
you! What a pleasant surprise. Now, you let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. No one can say I don't keep a stacked shelf.
Shut up. Meh. Hogwarts. Yeah, imagine not having a Biscuit. That's insane. It's a win-win situation, exactly. He's gone, and I get Biscuit. I love this scenario. Sometimes being the bad guy is fun. Normally I don't play games like this, but, you know. My fucking Biscuit. My cat asleep. My breath now, I can't move. Oh, kitty. No, wait, what, huh? I just bought it. I need a new pot. How do I get a new pot? I need a new pot? I didn't know I need pot. Why did no one tell me I needed pot? See, dude, this is your fault. On my breath. Yeah. No, it is your breasts. Your succulent breast. It's a good word. Succulent. Oh, that is true. That is true. You didn't grow up knowing English.
Greetings! Please, take your time looking about.
Give me... Where do you get pot?
No one can say I don't keep a stack.
You think I'm playing Schedule 1. Get the hell out of my way, people.
Lumos.
That did nothing. Ow. Lady! Bonk my head.
Might I ask?
Nope.
Oh, I'm always thrilled when a young one makes a wise purchase. I can tell you'll go far.
Fuck do I get pot? Why didn't I look where... I thought it said back to the same place. But it didn't give me pot. Where do I get the big pot? I need it. I need it bad. No! Ow. It just says incorrect pot size. How do I switch pot? How do I do it? Wait a minute. Do I like... what is it? What's the one to transform? I can't do it. Okay, that means that there has to be something else that you do. I don't know how to get bigger pot. That's it for me. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it pretty much right here. I wanted to go complete this, but I guess I might not be able to. All right. Well, I guess I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you sticking around, and hopefully the deep conversation was enlightening or something. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go in here, see if I can get big pot. If I can't, I will be sad. I appreciate flying out for 30 minutes at a time. Exactly. Small planter. How do you get big planter? How do you get big? I need to get big. How do you big? How do you do it? Nothing works. Is it a... with small pot? Wait a minute. I need big pot. Yes. Bastards. Oh no, this is just more small pots. Oh, medium pots. Large pots. Purchased from Tomes and Scrolls. What? Wait, what? I don't know what's with this game, but I don't think I'll be playing it. I mean, that's personal, I guess. Wait, Silas is kind of bland. Whoa. Then after that, gotta acquire some of that Kentucky land to get big. There you go. Oh. Do you have to pay for an upgrade? Apparently you do. But it wasn't where I thought it was. And now I'm sad. Anyway, that'll be it for this time. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be seeing you next time. Tomorrow for Resident Evil Revelations. I don't know how far we are into the game, but we're several chapters in, or episodes. I'm not sure how many episodes it has. But you can come join us for that. Apparently a lot of people are looking forward to it. And hopefully we get to some other cool parts. Either way, we'll be seeing you guys hopefully next time. Do like and do the subscribe. If you want to help us reach 1,400 subscribers, which will be pretty feckin' dope. There's a new video that'll be coming out pretty soon. It's on members only, but for a lot of the members that normally watch, they would have already seen it. But I guess if they want to, watch it again. We're also pretty close to the end, I think, for our New Vegas series. We might do different mod packs. We might continue Skyrim crowd control, go back to that well, or try to figure out what people want to see. I would say Oblivion remake, or remastered, but it didn't really actually do too well on the channel, even though it was quite fun. So we'll see. Maybe if we had it more consistently, people would watch it. I'm not too sure. I might just play it on my own. Like I said, we'll test the waters.